getting on to the next level of discussion, and here because we don't have too much time and there are three more panel discussions, I'm going to combine two questions, and that's why I would actually want to start with Rakhi and then Rashmi ji here. Now we all have witnessed a very, very shameful act of terrorism in Pulwama 3 days back, and I know that religious leaders and spiritual leaders have ideas, but ideas alone are not enough to counter terrorism. You know, we've always had spiritual leaders and religious leaders talking soul, body, you know, and I'm myself a spiritual coach, so there are so many ideas we have, but I know that ideas enough is not enough to counter this. I'm now going on after this, I'm actually addressing another question, which of course I would like to start from the two ladies here, that can a uniform civil code address this issue in any way, because it was a part of the original Constitution of India, and it actually meant that personal laws से अगर हम हट के कुछ ऐसे laws बनाएं जहाँ पर mutual acceptance हो. So I would actually want to know from you, that being the policy makers, because people, I think all the administrative services have their views on the uniform civil code. So can we please start from you, Rakhi, where you can tell us what are your views on this, and if at all, how it can help fight. Again, I would say I'm going to relate it to religious extremism.
I think you've asked many questions in one question, and you know the only answer is, again, you asked me what are your views. Now that exactly is the contradiction with which I want to start. It's always assumed and presumed that administrators, they have their views and we kind of enforce them on others. Now the first thing I would want to say is that why don't we first take people's views on this? So let India decide. Let everybody take a call. I think in nowadays, everything which is being done so democratically, everything is being asked. किसको क्या पसंद है, किसको क्या चाहिए? Of course, there are laws, there are rules. All religions have been following various rules. But I only feel that in this, trying to say something and do something for somebody is very different from what people, want to do for themselves. So deciding on a uniform civil code, or it's again a decision which needs to be left to the people of India. And I'm sure there is a time for everything. आज हम लोग सब क्यों एकदम इकट्ठे हुए जब भी पुलवामा का अटैक हुआ है? I think every Indian I've seen on every post and every TV blog, on every TV interview, on every blog, everybody saying हमें कुछ करना है. Even the radio I hear, everybody saying हम कुछ करना चाहते हैं.
And the point is that every day there are soldiers that die.
Exactly,
on the
exactly.
Every day.
But then now the time has come for every time I say, there is a final time. It's called the Zeitgeist spirit in German. Where they say हर चीज का एक समय होता है. So एक point आता है, एक point of inflection बोलते हैं उसको, जहाँ से चीजें बदलनी शुरू होती हैं. तो मुझे लगता है धीरे धीरे वो point के हम नजदीक आ रहे हैं, जहाँ पर से होगा. But let us not try and say कि ये करना है, ये कल से ये लागू हो जाएगा. So we are not living in the the era वहाँ जहाँ पर हुक्म सुना दिया अपना रॉलेट ने कि आज ये रॉलेट एक्ट आज से इस तरह होगा और इंडियंस नील करके आएंगे. That is not possible in today's times. In today's times, we need to see what people want through NGOs, through discussions, we get to know the general feel. Let us take the pulse of the public, then ask the public how to go about it. Then also ask the public, what is it that they want in it? How much of uniform in a uniform civil code? So all these dimensions have to be considered. We have to be sensitive to the needs of people and then kind of come to the law. So let's not force it on people. Let's take it from the people themselves. I think those are the views I would.
Yeah, I feel that, one particular fabric that our country has been very proud of is diversity, cultural diversity. And I do feel that this fabric needs to be really maintained. In terms of the respect and mutual tolerance that we have for respecting all the diversity that we have. Now, somewhere down the line, in the name of uniformity, if we are trying to homogenize things, you don't know in that, effort to homogenize, we might be losing a part of that, cultural fabric that we have been always proud of. See, on the one hand, in our fabric, we talk about Vasudev Kutumbakam. So internally, given the kind of diversity we have, the Kutumbakam, that spirit cannot be sacrificed at any cost. To do that, I also feel that it's very important right now to go into the notion of where things are seemingly getting compromised. I'll give you a small example. Why is it that Muslims have to celebrate Diwali exclusively? Why not Hindus also celebrating Eid and Muslims also celebrating Diwali?
That was just to cut
So,
you, ma'am. This was
yeah.
exactly my thought, because on Diwali I had done a huge campaign of Green Diwali. Okay, and I was flooded with messages. First, there was a lot of negativity which came that why don't you do similar things on Eid and why don't you do similar things on Christmas?
Exactly.
And answering in the right way, I actually realized that I was tolerant towards this negativity. I gave it positivity, and within 25 days, they were the people who were maximum participative in my Green Diwali campaign.
Wonderful. And it's not only a question of being tolerant.
Yeah.
I think that it's also a question of enjoying the diversity.
Correct.
Because the kind of richness which diversity brings, has to be enjoyed. So it's not that in terms of the uniformity and the code and the acts, it is the people's sentiments, which Rakhi also rightly said, that really matters. That are we sacrificing something for the sake of bringing a standardization which probably we don't understand? Because otherwise, for me, a simplistic solution would be to say that yes, we should have a uniform civil code, but it may be a very simplistic solution. So it is very important today to understand all the various social, cultural dimensions of heterogeneity which we have, and that heterogeneous nature, be it our economic diversity, the kind of class which people have, the kind of homogeneity in a certain class. In a certain class, I think our living would be totally homogeneous. Whereas in certain other class, it would be, be it any religion, yet there would be similar, kind of way of living. So today we need to tell our children to understand each other's way of living, the way of lifestyle, to be respected, and rather than being cocooned into certain notions, forced upon them to look at simplistic solutions, right? Because I will not get an opportunity again, I have to leave for Connaught Place where we are paying homage to the martyrs. Yeah. So I would just because the book was not there. So, and Tina ji wanted me to show the book, for which the literary, acknowledged. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but first, this was the homage for my grandfather, whose literary creations have been tried to be, put together. So while as a freedom fighter, he was in the jail and writing some of what he went through. So I think it is all these experiences that we need to relive again, which make us one, which unite us. Thank you.
Privilege. Thank you so much. I'm just going to take 2 more minutes because I've been shown the timer. Are there any panelists who would actually like to give their thoughts on this particular question? Just quickly.
I would just, when you talk of, it is so many things that every panelist has said, and there's so many thoughts I need to answer. But before I just get to the Uniform Civil Code, I just would like to bring one thing in uniformity. That, we have, when we speak about religion, when we speak about dharma, what comes is in our opinion, that I hold this opinion about dharma and I hold this opinion about dharma. Like every other practical thing, when we all drive a car, I cannot say I hold this opinion about driving a car, that we need to first, we not to accelerate the car, we do not need to press the accelerator. In my view, it is the brake. So, it's fine. Yeah. We can continue, right? Right. So if we presume the discussion that dharma is not about opinions, it is about experience. Arjun was having the same opinion about this is my dharma as a brother, this is my dharma as a husband, this is my dharma as a disciple, this is my dharma as that. And when he was own notion and opinion about dharma, what Shri Krishna said to him is Sarva dharman paritajya mam ekam sharanam vraj aham tam sarpapebhyo mokshashyami ma shucha. That Arjun, leave what dharanas you have about dharma, what you think is dharma. Dharma is not what you think. Dharma is what it is, whether you know it or whether you don't know it or whether you believe something about it. Belief is not dharma. I may believe I am the president of USA, it doesn't become so. So dharma is not what we imaginatively believe. Dharma is the direct experience of your soul. And when we were talking about humanity, humanity is the traits that come from the consciousness of soul. So in order to become conscious of the human values, we need to become conscious of the soul, and that is what the knowledge of direct perception of the soul was given as the Brahma Gyan to the Arjun. Another, so it is not about opinion, is it about the direct experience?
So I think I would like to say that, uniform civil code we were talking about, I would say that, if it's in the interest of nation, if it's in the interest of human rights, we should also have uniform civil code. We've recently faced triple talaq, cleared by lower house, it's there in the upper house, not being cleared from there. But I just want to make a comment here that there's no parameter in the society today or in the political arena today where you can measure what is right, what is wrong. So I think leaving on to people's conscience that this is right, this is wrong, people will perceive the way they want to perceive is not correct. I would say that as a woman, I was extremely happy when this triple talaq thing got resolved in the country and there had been cases in the court. So I would say there are certain things which are beyond your control and should be beyond your control because you have to have a blanket law for such things. So I am very happy that we should follow uniform civil code. In fact, मैं वली जी को यहाँ पर आंसर करूँगी एक सेकंड के अंदर. जो अभी पुलवामा हुआ है, पुलवामा का कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है कि अगर 370 हम इसको ले आएं और हम उसको 370 कर दें, तो मुझे लगता है 370 को अगर हम क्लियर कर दें, उस पर जो हमारे दो थॉट्स है वो नहीं हो, तो मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं पुलवामा हम खत्म कर पाएंगे. तो यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड वी शुड हैव दैट. हमारे जो भी बिलीव्स हो, हम कुछ भी सोचते हो, हिंदू हो, मुस्लिम हो, लेकिन कुछ नेशन के इंटरेस्ट में और ह्यूमन राइट्स के इंटरेस्ट में जरूर होना चाहिए. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
A heartfelt gratitude to all the panelists. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and I would like to dedicate this session to the CRPF martyrs. Thank you so much.
I request him to kindly come to the dais. Sri Raghunath Mohapatra ji. He is an eminent sculptor as well as member of parliament. He is a highly decorated artist, Padma Vibhushan, Sri Raghunath Mohapatra ji. I would also like to welcome His Excellency K.L. Ganju Sir, Honorary Council of Union of Comoros. I request Srimati Anamika Mishra ji and Shri Diljit Singh Dogra ji to kindly collect their award. Diljit Singh Dogra ji is producer and director. He is our magazine partner as well. Thank you, Dogra ji. I request Ms. Anamika Mishra to kindly come to the dais to receive her award. She is an author of 3 best-selling books with the recent one titled as For the Sake of Love. She is also a blogger and a motivational speaker. In 2018, she was awarded with the Women's Excellence Award for her contribution in the field of literature. Being one of the top youth influencers, she has been associated with India's top brands. She is also a nature enthusiast and promotes responsible tourism. Dr. Poonam Arora ji, please come on the dais to receive her award. Dr. Poonam Arora is a registered dentist with the IDA and chairperson of Andaman and Nicobar State Social Welfare Board. Under this, she has encouraged women empowerment through numerous skill development programs. She has been an active member in Rotary and Inner Wheel Club. She is also an entrepreneur and with her husband has opened Seashell, a city hotel in Port Blair. Dr. Poonam Arora. I now request Srimati Sanskriti Bhandari to kindly carry on a question and answer session with the audience.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sanskriti Bhandari, and we begin with the second session, which is on poetry, literature, and we have wonderful authors, poets here with us. And कविता सुनना और कविता सुनाने का एक अलग मज़ा होता है जब शायराना अंदाज में बहुत ही काबिले तारीफ लोग हमारे बीच बैठे होते हैं. तो कैन आई प्लीज़ इनवाइट Avinash ji Pushkarna here on the dais. So can I please invite Sujata Chaudhary ji? Sujata ji. Sujata Chaudhary ji. Archana Singh ji. एंड डॉक्टर पूनम अरोरा जी, आप भी यहाँ पर हैं हमारे बीच. तो सेशन ही सरप्राइज वाला है ये हमारा. पूनम जी, मंजरी जी was just reading out, so I'm sure you all know a bit about her. And Avinash ji, he is presently serving as an additional commissioner of customs, a passionate and voracious reader. He aspires to be an author of repute. His debut novel, My Red Butterfly, a romantic fiction set in late 70s and early 80s, was published in Niyogi Books, Delhi in 2016. A big round of applause for Avinash ji. Welcome you. And Sujata ji, she is a poet and writer based in Delhi. She was the former Chief Postmaster General in Jharkhand. And she's a Telugu by birth but married to a Punjabi, and yes, of course, that's the reason probably she's now in Delhi, and she writes in her adoptive languages, that is Odia and English. So a big round of applause for Sujata ji too. And plus, of course, Archana Singh ji. So she has a keen interest in Hindi writing, singing, dancing, theatre and painting, and she has done various group shows. So we welcome you, Archana ji. And of course, along with you all, I would request Mr. Bhandari. Mr. Bhandari, can you also join with us? आपके लिए भी सरप्राइज ही होगा. But he had also written a poem जो आज के वक्त पर बहुत ज़्यादा relevant हो जाती है. Mr. Bhandari, can we have you on the dais also? हम इस सेशन की शुरुआत करते हैं, लेकिन अगर 5 मिनट आप लोग मुझे दें तो थोड़ा सा समा को वापस बांध देते हैं. So here we have Simi, and Simi हमारे लिए लेकर आएंगे कुछ questions जिसका जवाब आप लोग दे सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये शुरुआत है पोएट्री सेशन की. एंड इस सेशन की शुरुआत तो है, आप लोगों ने 1 मिनट का मौन भी रखा था. एंड जो हमारे सैनिक हैं जिन्होंने अपनी जानें गंवा दी, विश्वास करिए ना तो ये आज़ादी हमें सस्ती मिली है, और आज हम जो सुकून की सांस लेकर और रात में आराम की नींदें फरमाते हैं ना, ये हमें सस्ती या आराम से मिली है. तो एक बार ये एक सेशन की शुरुआत होने से पहले, इस सेशन की शुरुआत से पहले कुछ प्रश्न इसी देश की आज़ादी या कुछ कवि जिन्होंने इनके ऊपर कुछ लिखा है उनके नाम. तो पहला प्रश्न है, मैं कुछ पंक्तियाँ पढ़ती हूँ, आपको बताना है कि इनके लेखक या कवि कौन है. हिमाद्री तुंग श्रृंग से प्रबुद्ध शुद्ध भारती, स्वयं प्रभा समुज्ज्वला जी स्वतंत्रता पुकारती.
तुम बढ़े चलो, वीर तुम बढ़े चलो.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. सो वली साहब जब तक सामने ना आए तब तक
चौथी क्लास में
बिल्कुल चौथी क्लास में, और इसीलिए डॉक्टर वली साहब हैं जिन्हें याद है चौथी क्लास का.
वली साहब को मैं ये देना चाहूँगा सर.
एक क्वेश्चन. स्वागत है आपका.
थैंक यू.
अगली
प्लीज मेरे को सामने बैठ के जो सुनने में मजा आएगा.
तो अगली पंक्तियां मैं पढ़ती हूँ. जिसको न निज गौरव तथा निज देश का अभिमान है, वो नर नहीं नर पशु निरा है और मृतक समान है. जी बिल्कुल सही. मैथिली शरण गुप्त, आइए पधारिए. आप कम से कम ये ऑनर्स कर दीजिए।
This I get. डॉक्टर होने के बाद भी आपको इतने सारे सभी के नाम याद है, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है कि डॉक्टर को पेशेंट
आज तो सारे डॉक्टर्स ही कयामत खा रहे हैं। तो अभी एक फिल्म आई थी झांसी की रानी के ऊपर, कंगना रनावत। तो पंक्तियां हैं, बुंदे लिए हर बोलों के मुख हमने सुनी कहानी थी। सुभद्रा कुमारी चौहान, 2 सुभद्राओं से आवाज आई, उनको बुलाऊं? आइए आइए प्लीज आप आइए।
मैंने कहा शायद आपने एक बार ही के लिए बुलाया तो फिर
थैंक यू सो मच। तो ये एक फिल्म आई थी हकीकत, बहुत वक्त पहले, उसका एक गाना है, आपको कवि का नाम बताना है। एंड जिंदा रहने के मौसम बहुत है मगर जान देने की रुत रोज आती नहीं। हुस्न और इश्क दोनों को रुसवा करे वो जवानी जो खून में नहाती नहीं। आज धरती बनी है दुल्हन साथियों, अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों। हरिवंश राय बच्चन। नो 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 नो, दिस इज नॉट द करेक्ट आंसर। मैं तो ऑप्शन दे रही हूँ। ओके, सो इट इज कैफे आजमी। कैफे आजमी साहब की लिखी हुई नज्म है ये, और आप हमारे साथ खड़े रहे। आपने
आपको देना पड़ेगा।
नहीं, आप हमारे साथ खड़े रहे तो आपने इस फर्श की शान को बढ़ाया है। ये आपके थैंक यू सो मच। तो हमारे आज के इस शो के जो मॉडरेटर थे उन्हें आने में कुछ वक्त लग गया है, इसीलिए मैं तो स्टेफनी की तरह यहाँ बैठ गई हूँ। एंड सबसे पहले मैं गुजारिश करूँगी सुजाता जी से। सुजाता जी, आप अपनी कविता आप क्या सुनाएंगी?
सुजाता जी अपनी कुछ किताब के बारे में बताइए।
आप अपनी किताब के बारे में बताएंगी जी।
Hello. Mostly I write about women's issues, problems, and about girl children. And these poems are known as Malika because she is the spokesperson of the women or girl children. And Malika speaks about the problems of women. And then second thing is I write about mother. Because I feel that mother is very important, in fact, very difficult phase in a woman's life. And mother does not have a gender. She is not a woman. She is not a man. She is mother. She is second God or first God, you can say. I say first God, Prathama Ishwara. Odia may be called Prathama Ishwara. So she is the first God for the child. एंड मैं सोचती हूँ मदर जो सेक्रीफाइस करती है उससे एक फैमिली बचती है, एंड फैमिली जब सरवाइव करती है तो बच्चे भी सरवाइव करते हैं। अगर फैमिली बिखर जाए बच्चे भी बिखर जाएंगे, और मदर की रोल बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है। अगर एक वुमेन मदर हो गया तो सी जस्ट टू बी ए वुमेन, मतलब उसका कोई डिजायर कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए, तो माँ का ही धर्म नहीं बनना चाहिए बस। एंड और मेरी मालिका पोएम्स किताबें हैं, मालिका किताबें बहुत हैं, और मालिका पोएम्स में मैं लॉन्गेस्ट पोएम जो मदर के ऊपर लिखा वो भी मालिका पोएम है। उसमें मदर के ऊपर 34 पेजेस ऑफ माय बुक माटी वो आकाशर कन्या मालिका इन ओडिया, उसमें है ये एक ऑक्यूपाई किया 34 पेजेस। एंड आई थिंक उसमें सारे सबके मदर दिखेंगे, जो भी पढ़ेगा उसके अपने माँ की ये दिखेगा मैंने छवि। सो इतना ही मैं बोल सकती हूँ, बिकॉज मैं जनरली आई डोंट स्पीक, आई स्पीक थ्रू माई पोएम्स, बिकॉज मैं इतना स्पीकिंग में ये नहीं हूँ, बट आई स्पीक थ्रू माई पोएम्स। एंड मेरी पोएम अगर किताबें पढ़ेंगे तो मेरे बारे में पता चलेगा कि मैं क्या बोलना चाहती हूँ। ओके, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच। और हमारे बीच में अर्चना जी हैं, तो अब एक कविता हो जाए।
नमस्कार। सूर्य का तो पता नहीं है, मैं हल्की सी किरण में हूँ कि नहीं, मुझे इसका भी अंदाजा नहीं है। कहने का की इच्छा बहुत है, संवेदना को प्रकाशित करने की भी इच्छा बहुत है। तो जब जैसा मौका मिलता है, कभी लिख के, कभी चित्र उतार के, जैसे भी इच्छा कर पाती हूँ वहाँ करने की संवेदना व्यक्त ज़रूर करती हूँ। मैं कोई नामी गिरामी लेखक नहीं हूँ, उन लोगों ने अवसर दे दिया है तो मैं आपके सामने हूँ और एक दो पंक्तियाँ आपके सामने हल्की फुल्की पेश करना चाहूँगी। पहले तो अपनी उम्र पे हमने लिखा है, जो उम्र हमारी प्रतिदिन बढ़ रही है, तो एक हल्की सी फुल्की आपको शायद सुनने में मजा आए। 50 के पार क्या कहें हम पर उम्र का क्या असर है, क्या कहें हम पर उम्र का क्या असर है, 50 के ऊपर कहर ही कहर है। मूड क्या है, बिगड़ जाता है, हर सामने वाला बिगड़ जाता है। मूड का क्या है, बिगड़ ही जाता है, हर सामने वाला बिदक ही जाता है। मन बन गया है हमारा सुपर बॉस, कभी झल्लाए कभी गुनगुनाए, कभी मायूसियों के गहरे गोते में समाए, कभी पंछी सा बने खूब चहचहाए। सब कहते हैं ये ढलती उम्र का जोर है, हो रहा तुम्हारे भीतर हारमोनों का शोर है। सज धज के निकलूं तो मानो खुद को हूर, सज धज के निकलूं तो मानो खुद को हूर, अपने आगे कैटरीना भी लगती बेनूर। दर्पण जो देखूं तो वो कमबख्त है चिल्लाए, दर्पण जो देखूं तो वो कमबख्त है चिल्लाए, बालों में से चांदी की खिड़कियां दिखाए। मोटापे ने हमको कहीं का न छोड़ा, कपड़ों पर लगाए साइज का रोड़ा। क्या कहें हम पर उम्र का क्या असर है, 50 के ऊपर कहर ही कहर है। चाय भी हो तो हमारी वाली, किचन से हो रही एलर्जी भारी। बच्चे समझते हैं हमको जासूस, रहते हैं अलहदा महफूज, पढ़ाते हैं हमको नित नए पाठ, हम हैं कि बांध रहे गांठ पे गांठ। पति का हमारे कुछ न पूछो हाल बुरा है, पति का हमारे कुछ न पूछो हाल बुरा है। मुखड़े पर लिखा है यही एक प्रश्न, हुआ क्या है ऐसा अनोखा प्रहसन, हुआ क्या है ऐसा अनोखा प्रहसन। हमारी निगाहें हैं शोले बरसाएं, हमारी निगाहें हैं बरसाएं शोले, बानी में बिराजे ओले ही ओले। क्या कहें हम पर उम्र का क्या असर है, 50 के ऊपर कहर ही कहर। थैंक यू।
मैडम मैं 50 प्लस हो गया, मैं कहाँ जाऊँगा?
ओले और शोले वाला
लगता है घर में बरसते हैं। देखिए हमने 50 का नाम दिया है, आप चाहे जो लिख लें।
आपकी वो पंक्तियाँ भी बहुत अच्छी थी। पति का हमारे क्या हाल हो रहा है, 50 वर्ष हो गए और 2019 का साल हो रहा है। अब अविनाश जी आपके हाथ में जब आ ही गया है तो माइक, तो ये माइक भी कुर्सी की तरह है, एक बार आ जाए तो छोड़ा न जाए। तो आइए सुनते हैं आपके पास क्या है हमें देने के लिए।
गुड इवनिंग एवरीबॉडी। वैसे तो मैं भी 50 के ऊपर हो चुका हूँ लेकिन मेरे पास कुछ लेकिन प्यार, रोमांस मेरे लिए एक एवरग्रीन थीम है, जिस पर जितनी मर्जी फिल्में बन जाए, जितने मर्जी उपन्यास लिखे जाएं, जितनी मर्जी कुछ हो जाए, लेकिन कविताएं हो जाए, लेकिन ये कभी पुराना नहीं पड़ता। तो I was also spitting at the same buck, so I wanted to write, and I know and I think everybody would realize that each and every one of us has got a story, not necessarily love story, but could be any story. But because of our lethargy or because of our hesitation, we are somehow unable to, and it requires courage. And somehow God had been very kind to me that I got that courage, and at a very late age I started writing, and the whole manuscript I have written on my own. I have done the typing in a period. So I'll just read, because that love is a fantastic theme, and I would say I have no hesitation in saying that this is to a large extent experiential also.
पहले कि आप शुरुआत करें अविनाश जी, आपने इसमें कुछ ही फ्लैग्स लगा रखे हैं।
हाँ,
या
मैं-
आपके फेवरेट पेजेस हैं?
नहीं, मैं सारे पढ़ने का मैं टाइम नहीं सारे पढ़ने का मैं
पेजेस जिनमें कुछ सेल्फ ऑब्सेशन भरा है?
नहीं।
जी नहीं, अच्छा।
ये ऐसा है कि जो मुझे लगा कि हाँ जो मैंने कुछ अच्छा लिख पाया हूँ, हालांकि मैं एक लिटरेचर स्टूडेंट नहीं हूँ, बट आई लव लिटरेचर, आई कीप ऑन रीडिंग। तो एक तो मैं थोड़ा सा समअप करूंगा अपने नॉवल के बारे में। इट इज इन द बिगिनिंग एज अ टीजर व्हिच आई पोस्ट। लव इज डिवाइन, लव इज प्रिस्टाइन, लव कुड बी agony, love could be bliss. It's God's wonderful gift. All are not ordained to be smitten by the love bug. Only the chosen few are lucky. For love, you need a heart that feels, that throbs, that is brimming with sentiments and emotions. A heart that is immaculate, impeccable and pure. My Red Butterfly is a tale modest yet sublime of unparalleled love and romance. It could be of any one of us, of requited or unrequited love, successful or torn apart. An enchanting story of an innocent boy, Rohit, struck by Cupid when barely 16, with aspirations to be a doctor and win his love. Set during the late 70s and early 80s, it takes you across many states in India and the ups and downs of Rohit's journey of life and the people who influence him and shape his life. It's a story of hope, aspirations, deep filial bond and unadulterated love. It's a story to relive and remember, a story of an era when love was not alloyed with materialism and practicalities, when relationships were not tortuous but were straight and heartfelt. It's a story that will touch the inner chords of your heart. You may wish to fall in love again or even for the first time around if you heard before, maybe even if you're 50.
Beautiful, lovely. So, I mean, if we could all know the
Yeah.
name of your book and...
Yeah, it's My Red Butterfly, and I have tried to weave a theme of butterflies also in this. I have been a student of zoology, and I, from the very beginning in my life, I was enchanted by butterflies. So that I also picked up. So it's a romance.
Wonderful. So we do get inspired to order it online? Or
Yeah, it is available on Amazon as well as Flipkart.
All right, amazing.
Now,
Thank
if
you.
with your permission, I just want to read a passage. I've already given you the prelude. It's a story about a 16-year-old boy who loves a girl named Shama, but he's unable to express because he's so small. And unlike present times when you got mobiles, when the whole generation has changed, it's a story of late 70s and 80s. I think I still love that period. And all of you who are sitting here, I think that period is unparalleled. That cannot be matched because this instant gratification cannot match that kind of thing where you wait, where you love, you admire someone. So I'll just read the story about he loves a girl called Shama, and he's unable to express his love, and she leaves the locality. Then after a long time, one day, he meets her. So I'm just reading how he feels. He's a boy studying in...
It's a small little passage.
It's a very small passage. But the wordings and the beauty of language I wanted to bring, I'm not sure where I am, but I like it. It's really, I love it. And a few days later, I was returning from school in my school uniform. White trousers, white shirt, white canvas shoes and white socks. My hair ruffled, my school bag dangling from my shoulders. Undulating with the rhythm of my motion and my mind lost in Shama's thought. I was at the end of the backyard from where the path would narrow down to the staircase. I was thoroughly confused as suddenly who should I see but Shama. Coming from the opposite side at a leisurely pace, I, for a few seconds, was immobilized. It was totally unexpected, but a living proof of telepathy. I was gripped by mixed feelings of euphoria, discomfort, and bewilderment. I didn't know what to do. I was not mature enough to handle the situation. I kept walking nervously, caressing the strap of my school bag from top to bottom. Those 20 seconds seemed like eons, causing elations and commotions as if I was on a boat eddying around in a whirlpool. My head was spinning and my heart thudding. I didn't know whether I was in motion or at rest. I raised and lowered my head a few times, frightened number of words inside, contemplating whether to stand and talk to her or run away from the scene. I could not decide. Yet, despite the shyness and the persistent fear, I, perhaps for the first time and in the shortest span available, appraised her contours, dress and visage. The slim, light figure, the printed pink salwar kameez, with a pink dupatta partly resting on her bosom and rest dangling down to her knees, her face innocence writ large on it, and the glow of her fair complexion accentuated by her sartorial pink and bright sunshine. I gathered courage and looked directly into her eyes. It appeared that Shama was a bit discomfited, though she too maintained eye contact. That moment, it seemed, would never end. Holding her in a trance, then my inner turbulence took over. I wanted to remain standing there and imbibe her image till eternity, but didn't have the gumption. I felt like pouring my heart out to her to convey the intensity of my feelings and emotions, to tell that I loved her from the core of my heart. But I was equally apprehensive of a reaction to such outpourings, wary of the possible public outcry on my confabulations in such lowly circumstances, the young and beautiful girl. Whether she too had similar feelings for me, or her temporary petrification and reciprocation of eye contact from merely curiosity and equal discomfort. After all, she too could have felt awkward being caught alone in the presence of a young boy in a public place. What if, now the boy is actually very hesitant and also very much worried about his own prestige and prestige of the girl. So he says, after all, she too could have felt awkward being caught alone in the presence of a young boy in a public place. And what if, on taking a step even towards initiating a conversation, could result in a slap from Shama, thereby compromising my dignity and reputation? I just couldn't say anything and trudged along with so many unsaid feelings and emotions, my silence, my eyes, my face, betraying all that my lips couldn't utter.
Beautiful. So this was the Red Butterfly. And while I was sitting here, I was thinking कि एक टाइम था डॉक्टर राजा राम मोहन राय और ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर, उन्होंने कितना कुछ किया था टू ब्रिंग अप द फ्यूचर्स ऑफ गर्ल चिल्ड्रन एंड वो कुछ आगे बढ़े, विमेन एम्पावरमेंट में कुछ हो. एंड आज 3 आप बैठे हैं, मेरे आने से वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट हो गई, हम 4 हो गए. सो बेसिकली पूनम जी हमारे साथ बैठी हैं यहाँ पर. And I would want you to speak something on women empowerment. So कुछ 2 लाइनें याद आ रही है कि कोमल है कमज़ोर नहीं तू, शक्ति का नाम ही नारी है, जग को जीवन देने वाली, मौत भी तुझसे हारी है. तो आपसे सुनो.
Thank you so much, and thank you for changing the topic also, because I was sitting here among the poet and among the writers, the authors, and I think I was little mismatched because I came from the section of women empowerment, and basically I would like to introduce myself first, because I am coming from an island that is Andaman Nicobar Islands, and these are very far off islands, and we stay there, we live there. We have faced the tsunami. I think half of the people here must be not aware of what is tsunami is. And then also we like the place. We love the place, we want to stay there. So that itself is women empowerment. Because we have so many islands there, like southern group of islands. We are land of tribes. We have got around 5 tribes there. And we are working on them. And Rashmi ji, she was posted there. So I got the opportunity to work with her as a chairperson social welfare board and also as an entrepreneur, because we started a brand called Seashells, and this brand has taken up now and it's become a chain of hotels in Andaman Nicobar Islands itself. Apart from that, if you ask me my qualification, I will identify myself as a dentist because I'm qualified dentist. So I'm having a clinic also there, and doctors are working with me in my clinic. But moreover, it was like chairpersonship which I took over, and it was like empowering those ladies who are in Kamota and Angkori group of islands, which I think if you Google, you can come to know. These are the islands which are existing near Indonesia. And when the tsunami, the wave came, it was almost in Car Nicobar, it just went above Car Nicobar and went off like that. So it washed up the whole Car Nicobar. We had so many deaths. But still, the women have fought there. And I'm proud to say the first topic what we had today was about the religion. And what we can say is we are proud because there in Andaman Nicobar Islands, we are having mini India. We are having settlers from all different parts of India, and we are staying there with harmony and peace. And also we have all kind of religions. Even Buddhism, even other religions are practiced there, and always we think that we are actually born with a religion. But religion should stay in our soul. It should not come to our brains. Because when you come to the politics, we play the brains. So religion should always stay with our soul and in our hearts. It should not come up to that level, because there the problem is created, and I think Andaman people have understood. Women empowerment, when I go back to the same topic, we have done, we have done awareness on one factor, that is the coconut, that is the green revolution what we have created there. And about 400 ladies, we took 40, 20 batches of girls from each and different islands. These are very remote islands where you cannot commute also. And maybe, there is one chopper which goes in once in a week or maybe once a day, and 8 people can be transferred. If you are an ailing patient, you are fortunate. Otherwise, you cannot come to the mainland, even Port Blair. To come to Port Blair and then to come to the mainland India, it takes another 2 to 3 hours. So 2 hours to come to Port Blair, and Carnicobar, 2 hours from Carnicobar to Port Blair, and then from Port Blair to the mainland India, another 2 hours. So it takes around 6 to 7 hours. So I think, this, for that you will be needing high-tech air ambulance to lift you. And this is people are still staying there and they want to earn some livelihood. So we told them that we cannot come with resources there, we cannot come, so we have to use our natural resource. We started with coconut, we made 25 prototypes of coconut, and now they have made a chain, and now 500 ladies are trained coconut entrepreneurs. And we are starting a new brand with them. So now the government Modi ji has already visited our place, and he has announced that these entrepreneurs will be given importance, and they will be given special allotments so that they can come up with their own centers. So I think this is an example to mainland India, because we are small, but bolte hai na, chota packet bada dhamaka. So I think we have done that. So I would like all of you to visit Andamans and see Andamans, because these are lush green islands and very, very virgin islands, yes. And
we made brand ambassador of Andaman.
Myself? Yes, I would love to be a brand ambassador. Thank you so much.
Isn't it? So वली साहब की कविता जो केवट के थी, सुनने में छोटी लगे घाव करे गंभीर.
प्रेस हुआ हकीम अजमल खान को आप लोग सब जानते होंगे. He was equally loved by Congress. He was equally loved by हिंदू महासभा. उनकी कविता की 2-4 लाइनें मुझे पता है वक्त बहुत कम है, और एज ए डॉक्टर मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ उसको. दर्द को रहने भी दो, दर्द को रहने भी दो, दिल में दवा हो जाएगी. दर्द को रहने भी दो, दिल में दवा हो जाएगी. मौत आएगी तो हमदम शिफा हो जाएगी. होगी जब नाला कहते हैं फरियाद को, गिड़गिड़ाने को किसी के आगे. वो आशिक एक माशूक के बीच में भी हो सकता है. होगी जब नालों की अपने जेर गर्दन बाज गश्त, मेरे दर्द दिल की शोहरत जा बजा हो जाएगी. कुएं जाना में उसे है सजदा रेजी का जो शौक, मेरी पेशानी रही ने नक्श पा हो जाएगी. काकुले, ये जरा मुश्किल वर्ड है मैं समझा दूंगा. काकुले पेचा हटाकर रुख से आओ सामने, पर्दादारे हुस्न महफिल में जिया हो जाएगी. काकुले पेचा का मतलब है घुंघराली जुल्फें. तो घुंघराली जुल्फों को हटाकर आप अपना चेहरा जो है उसका दीदार करा दीजिए, तो आपके आने से इस महफिल की रोशनी बढ़ जाएगी. ये शेर का मतलब है, जैसे आपके सबके आने से इस हमारे आज के फंक्शन की रोशनी बढ़ गई है. थैंक यू फॉर दैट. इसको सुनिए. काकुले पेचा हटाकर रुख से आओ सामने, पर्दादारे हुस्न महफिल में जिया हो जाएगी. जिया मीन्स ब्राइटनेस, चमक, तेज. थैंक यू.
बहुत खूबसूरत. तो आप इतनी खूबसूरत उर्दू बोलते हैं, हम तो ऐसे टूटी फूटी हिंदी टाइप उर्दू बोल लेते हैं, लेकिन वो मैंने सुना था कि दोनों क्या है, हिंदी और उर्दू मौसेरी बहनें हैं, isn't it? तो ये शेर आपके लिए मैंने बनाया है स्पेशली. एक ढर्रे पे चलती रात हो, उस रात की औकात क्या होगी, जब कुछ हटकर के हो अंदाज, उस अंदाज की फिर बात क्या होगी. होती है रोशन महफिलें जन्नत के तारों से, जिस महफिले नसीब आप हैं वली साहब, वो महफिले
क्या बात क्या
उस महफिल की बात क्या। बस बना ही रही थी कि आपने अपना कहना समाप्त कर दिया जी। आपने एक कविता लिखी थी, फॉर यू ऑल्सो इट्स अ सरप्राइज सिटिंग हियर, तो क्या हम सुन सकते हैं आपसे?
पिछली बार जब पुरी पर भी अटैक हुआ था, उस वक्त मेरे दिमाग में कुछ ऐसी बातें आई और मैंने कोई एक कविता के रूप में कुछ लिखा है, वो मैं अभी इस मौके पर, और ये डेडिकेशन भी है कि मैं ये जो आज के हालात है उस पर एक डेडिकेशन भी है ये। तो वो है, ये कविता इस तरह से है कि इस मिट्टी पर होकर कुर्बान क्यों अपने वस्त्र भिगोए हैं, जरा गोली हौले चलाना जवानों, मेरे देश के वासी सोए हैं। समझे जाते हम सभ्य आज संस्कारी हम कहलाते हैं, उड़ाने ऊंची भर करके कामयाबी पर इतराते हैं, पर कहाँ गया ईमान हमारा, सच्चाई से घबराते हैं, काला बाजारी घूसखोरी का नंगा नाच दिखाते हैं, विकृत बुद्धि ने धरती पर पतन के बीज ही बोए हैं, जरा गोली हौले चलाना यारों, मेरे देश के वासी सोए हैं। और ये देश के कर्णधारों के नाम में ये कुछ पंक्तियां हैं। लाखों का चैन चुराकर तुम मीठी नींदें फरमाते हो, इस सफेद पोशी की आड़ में जनता को तुम भरमाते हो, खेल सियासी खेल खेल बाजारों को गरमाते हो, अपने भीतर झांको थोड़ा, क्या कभी भी तुम शर्माते हो, इन जंजीरों को झटकों में कितने ही प्राण समोए हैं, जरा गोली हौले चलाना यारों, मेरे देश के वासी सोए हैं। उन स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों के नाम पिंजरों की भाषा कब जानी, उन उड़ते हुए परिंदों ने माटी का कर्ज चुकाया था, बाके आजाद पसंदों ने एक जुनूं की जलती सी ज्वाला जलते देखा उन बंदों में, इस अहदे वतन को सजदा कर लटके देखा है फंदों में, रूहे आज गुरु भगत सिंह की खून के आंसू रोए हैं, जरा गोली हौले चलाना यारों, मेरे देश के वासी सोए हैं। आखिरी दो पंक्तियां हैं हमारे लिए कि चुप बैठे सोचे ताके क्यों, क्या केवल एक सवाल ही है, वो रक्षक है हम कुछ भी नहीं, ये क्या दीवार गिरा ली है, उठे ना उठे हम वीरों ने अपनी तकदीर बना ली है, हर वीर की होली परी तो फिर मनती एक दिवाली है, सीमा पर माने जिगरों के कितने ही टुकड़े खोए हैं, जरा गोली हौले चलाना यारों, मेरे देश के वासी सोए हैं। और ये अंतिम आगाज, जुल्फों की नर्म शिवाओं में, प्रेसी के कारे काजल में, जो आज उठे नहीं ये के सम्रांगण में, और फहराया नहीं तिरंगा आज ही अपने आंगन में, पुकार रही क्या बधिरों को ये धरती आज सजोए है, जरा गोली हौले चलाना जवानों, मेरे देश के वासी सोए हैं, मेरे देश के वासी सोए।
तो ये था हमारा पोइट्री का सेशन एंड इसके पहले कि हम रुखसती लें, आप सबका स्वागत तो हमने किया नहीं, धन्यवाद ज़रूर कर सकते हैं। तो क्योंकि कविता का सेशन चल रहा था तो हरिवंश राय बच्चन साहब की बात चल रही थी, उनकी कुछ पंक्तियों से हम कंप्लीट करते हैं कि मुसलमान और हिंदू दो हैं एक मगर उनका प्याला, मुसलमान और हिंदू दो हैं एक मगर उनका प्याला, एक मगर उनका मदिरालय, एक मगर उनकी हाला, दोनों साथ न रहते जब तक मंदिर मस्जिद में जाते, दोनों साथ न रहते जब तक मंदिर मस्जिद में जाते, मंदिर मस्जिद दूर ले जाते, पास ले आती मदिशाला। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।
Bindu Ranjan has about 27 years of experience in sustainable development of handicrafts, handlooms, khadi and MSME sectors. She has travelled and worked extensively to craft clusters across India for design development, capacity building and skill training of the artisans with a vision to use design as a tool for the economic growth. She is presently Center Head, National Institute of Design, Delhi. We also have the Namani Gange Art Show, which is outside. Kindly visit and appreciate the artworks.